Hello everyone, welcome to this 2021 February Schleich barn tour. I'm sorry I haven't posted recently, I have been busy, but now I have a barn tour, so I hope you enjoy. I'm going to start on the floor of my stables, where the driveway is. This is the driveway. It's just two pieces of astroturf with the floor, so it looks more like a path with with sides on both sides with grass, like a grass verge. And we then have this barn. Megan, or Meg, is the barn owner and she's just walking out of the stable. On this side we have this side we have stallions and geldings, and on this side we have mares and foals. In this stall we have Flicker, the Arabian stallion. He's the newer coat colour. And then we have this horse. He is the retired thoroughbred gelding, but he doesn't have a name. Well, I've given him a name, but I don't like it and I've forgotten it as well, which isn't very helpful. But he's looking out of his stall. And then we have Toff, short for Toffee, the English Cocker Spaniel, just on the floor. Here we have my semi-retired Chicana stallion. I can't remember his name either, which is really bad. He was one of my first horses. But yeah, he's in his stall. We then have an empty stall at the back. On the mare's side we have Sherry, the Black Forest mare, and she's looking into Bianca's stall. Bianca is a Lipizzaner mare, and Abby, one of the stable hands, is going to get her out. There is then another empty stall and Ophelia, a repaint I've done on the Frisian mare. I haven't really thought of what breed she is now, but she's just a repaint I've done. Outside the stables we have this rock which I found on the beach. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a rock. We then have Remy, one of the dogs. She is a golden retriever. We then have two paddocks over here. In this one we have Rona, the retired Frisian mare, and she has her own field because she doesn't get along very well with some of the other mares. And then there's some mucking out supplies and some hay and a wheelbarrow over here. On the first floor of my shelves we have the arena, and along the side we have some jumps, a mounting block, a table and a chalkboard. And we then have three riders doing some dressage or a musical ride, whatever you want to call it. We have Annie, one of the riders I repainted. She has a repainting video. I'll leave the link to that. And then she's riding Connor, the tournament Frisian stallion. Grace is riding her horse Ripple, who is a Hanoverian mare. And here is Casey riding Holly, who is the retired Hanoverian mare. On this shelf we have the cafe and some more fields. Here we have the barn, and there are some feed supplies up there, and the mares and foals can go into the bottom half of the barn, so it's like a shelter. We have Cookie and her foal Biscuit, and they are Bashka Curlies. Ruby, the Clydesdale foal, and Butterscotch and her foal Dandy, and their fjords. I keep on getting these two's names mixed up, so it's probably changed quite a bit. In this smaller field we have Callie, who is Meg's horse, and she's a Haflinger mare, and Sylvie, and the Mustang mare. Behind this field is Hannah, and she is leading Mia, who is riding Gus, short for Pegasus, the trained pony gelding. By the cafe we have the sign for the cafe and the pony cart, and then we have the cafe. There are loads of little accessories. I'm not going to go through them all because that would take forever, but there are loads of little cakes and crockery and stuff like that. We then have Martha and Katie, who are stable hands, and they're talking. And then we have the chairs, and no one's sitting in the chairs, and then there's a chalkboard over there. On the third level we have the yards. I normally have my yard on this level just because it's like easiest for me to get to, because I can just stand up and it's the right level. so it's least uncomfortable. So like when I'm putting all the saddles on here, it's easier and I don't have to like bend down or anything. But over here we have the wash stalls. We have our chickens. The rooster is called Lester, the others don't have names. And in this wash stall we have Lou, who is grooming Diva, the well, she's kind of an exclusive. She came with a stall set. She's a Pinterveyan mare. And then we have Brooke grooming Mistletoe, and Mistletoe is the retired Andalusian mare. Here we have the tack room. It's really old, I need to make a new one. But we have a saddle wall over here, and some of the saddles and bridles are falling off. We'll just ignore that. We have a feed chart at the back, a notice board, and some hooks with spare bridles and a neck rope. Then have some saddle racks with some saddles on. And then here we have shelves with all our grooming supplies on. There's grooming kits, there's also some ribbons, and then some spare brushes and some Lego brushes. Here we have Izzy, and she's bareback riding Esme, who is the Welsh pony mare. She is using some clip-on reins I found. I'd forgotten I'd made them, and they work quite well. They just have little hooks that hook onto the head collar. And then Nathan, who is bareback riding on Quizzy, the Connemara mare, and he's using a neck rope that I've made. We then have these two stalls with Milky, the Icelandic stallion, and Attila, the fjord stallion in. By this field we have the chicken coop and a dog bowl. And then we have the mare's field with Angel, the Lipizzaner mare, and some of the fields have these little water troughs. We then have Camilla, the Tinker mare, and Amber, the quarter horse mare. On the fence over here we have some blankets that are being washed and dried because it should be getting warmer soon, hopefully, even though it isn't very warm at the moment. And then we have some hay in a wheelbarrow. On the last level we have a homemade barn and a field. We're going to start in the field. We have Finn, the retired Percheron stallion, Flint, the Tinker Stallion repaint I've done. He was my first repaint. We then have Spartan, the Tennessee walking horse gelding, and Gucci, the Hanoverian gelding. In this stable we have Fred and George, the Falabellas, who are walking out the stable. And we then have Will leading his Trakehner gelding Scout into his stall at the back. This is Oriel, who is a repaint I did on the Andalusian stallion. He's a leopard Appaloosa. And then in this stall is Ash, the retired Lipizzaner gelding. On this side we have an empty stall at the back, Roxy, the Andalusian mare, in this stall, and Indy and her colt Capricorn, and they are American paints, I think. That is the end of this barn tour. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have any video suggestions, please let me know because I'd love to hear them. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.